places that'll talk about doing their teeth in a day process. A lot of times what they mean is they'll do the surgery and give you some sort of teeth the next day, but those teeth are not permanent teeth, they're temporary teeth that you wear.
Our main story tonight.
If you're not angry about this, then you're not paying attention. Even Nomad Guru Bob Wells had said, they're coming for you. If you are sleeping in a town or a city at a Walmart or other public place like that, you could get caught up in the sweeps and either be forced into jail time or treatment. They will sift through the people who are there, and they will sift and decide whether or not you have a mental illness. How do they get to make that determination? Who is making this determination? He said, however, if you're staying in places like BLM land, which is far out in the middle of nowhere, okay, and a lot of those are getting shut down because people are trashing them, or in a federal park or a state park, federal camp lands, that's great. But a lot of us, many of us, can't do that. There are families who are living in vehicles, or individuals who are working, some of them full-time jobs, some of them 2 jobs, and they still can't afford housing or leap over the barrier right now that has made housing impossible to get. If you don't have years of rental history and references, if you've had a bankruptcy within the last 2 years, or you're not making 3 times the income for rent, you won't qualify and you won't be able to get into housing. And what about the people who are having a disability, who need doctors or their doctor appointments, and they need to stay in a certain area within that place, within that town, or within that city? These people need to access their state Medicaid health care. I have Washington health care. I can't go to Oregon or California. I can't go down to Arizona where there's tons of Bureau of Land Management where I could stay there because I can't access the health care that I need. And what about the rest of the disabled people or other people who are being forced to live in their cars? As I said, families who go to work and have nowhere to go except for their vehicles. They too need to be able to access health care in their state because of Medicaid. Not everybody who's disabled yet is on Medicare and can go nationwide. Many people are only state disabled and can only access their state medical help. What happens then? They're going to take those people too? This is outrageous and despicable and disgusting and painful, and it's made everybody angry and afraid. We can't all live in public or remote lands. And many of us absolutely cannot afford the rental rates for RV parks. If you're in a car, you're not going to be able to get into an RV park. They won't allow it. But if you have an RV that is 10 years or younger, maybe if you're lucky, you can get in at 15 years or younger for that RV. They also won't let you in. But some of these places are $700 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, depending on your location. Too many people need to access their jobs. They need to access Wi-Fi. They need to access their stable healthcare system for their state. So to be told that as long as you're staying in public lands, you should be okay, I think is true. It might be true. But we need to discuss how that is a disservice to the people who are just out here trying to survive, trying to rebuild lives that have had something happen. Most of us aren't living in vehicles or homeless because this was a choice.
You can pack the right gear, but reading the wind, the timing, the terrain, that's the...
Because we wanted to. There have been many things that happen that keep knocking your feet out from underneath you and pulling out the rug and not giving you the chance to stand. That's why I've been in this little car for 2 years. This was not my plan, and I tried to make it an adventure in the beginning. I tried, and I did. I had about 6 months to even almost a year where I was still in that mindset. I can do this. I can get out of this. And it has felt like every single system has been put up against me to move me forward. And that includes the housing grant that I've received for $900. I can't get into a place. And something that a lot of you don't know about me, along with having complex PTSD, and please don't try to guess why it is. I've had other people do that before. It's very distressing. The other thing is that I have life-threatening allergies that I have to deal with on a regular basis. It means that I have to move around. It means if somebody is smoking near me, I have to leave because I can't ask them to stop. If there are certain foods that are being cooked or taken out during a picnic, it is as if I have to move around for consistent survival, just survival. This is a very distressing time for so many of us. Most of us move around so that we're not a burden to one spot for too long. Right now in the state of Washington, I try to move through different towns, come back to the areas that I need my medical care, and then leave. I don't have a full-size van where I can park at an RV park and plug in and have heat or electricity or air conditioning. So I have to move where there's shade. I have to move where there's a library, and I'm taking care of my dog as well. So all of this creates this consistent level of constant survival. There's no downtime. There's no calm time. And when you have to go to sleep and there are people in the Walmart parking lot and they're fighting, or you're on the side of the road somewhere and you are parked in a neighborhood and you're wondering if you're going to get a knock on the door. It is a constant churning for survival. And life isn't supposed to be like this. We are the United States of America, the wealthiest country on the entire planet, and we still don't have universal health care. But we can stop and now find a way to arrest or institutionalize all of our homeless population to get them off the street. But we can't have health care universally. Tell me, where are the priorities? Because I can tell you now, this order is not about helping people get better, get stabilized, or find housing or find jobs that are appropriate for them if they're able to do something. This is just so that it doesn't have to be seen in your neighborhood. And I'm angry about that. And so should you be. No medical facilities will take my insurance if I'm in another state. I might be able to go to an emergency room, but that's it. I should have access. You should have access to medical assistance, whatever state you're in the United States of America. And it's not like that at all. Let me know. Are you on state Medicaid? Are you working and living from your vehicle? Does this at all impact you? Or do you care about somebody who might be dealing with it? Or are you afraid that it might happen to you? I met an 85-year-old woman just a few days ago. 85 years old. She is in a home here in the state that I'm in, and she is staying in her house, but she has a Section 8 housing grant. She's had it for a little over 10 years. This has been her home. And she's been told by her landlord that he's not going to be able to keep her any longer in this house because he is ill and he is having to sell. And he's already said that the new person who is going to be buying out the home might not allow the Section 8. So she's going to have to start looking for another place to live. Right now, she's creating her vehicle to be a place that she could possibly sleep in if it gets that bad. 85 years old. And she has a rope over one of the handles in the back so she can pull herself up if she needs to. Because she knows her $800 a month Section 8 grant that she can travel with if she can find another place to take it, it's going to be really hard to find another landlord to take it.
You want ads that drive results. That's why we built Roku Ads Manager. Sign up at ads.roku.com.
SoFi is helping me get my money right to achieve my ambitions. Want to see?
I don't know what's happening to our country, but I can tell you that our political leaders aren't making it better. They're not making landlords held accountable or making lower prices for rent or lower prices for food. Everybody has to grocery shop and everybody needs a home. And now they're going to make it impossible for us to feel safe even living in our vehicles. This is maddening. The income and poverty gaps are widening and widening. And it feels like history is repeating itself, where we are going to have poor, impoverished serfs and the lords over us. We have to find a way to stop this. The United States seems to be shaping into a dystopian society more and more every day. And they're still always threatening Social Security. How is it possible that the United States government is still threatening to take Social Security from the masses of people who've earned it, while our government officials pocket millions of dollars every year being paid by the people? What's wrong with this? What is wrong with this picture? What is wrong with our country right now? And they want to crush people who don't believe like they do, or who don't live the way that they do, and who have no choice. For the people and by the people, it's no longer the motto. And if you're still living or sleeping in Walmart or Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop or Cracker Barrel, many of us know that city ordinances are cracking down on this. And many of us know that there are going to be incentives from the administration who will either penalize cities and states for not going after these homeless populations. And I really fear that these companies are going to put a stop to it. There's already city ordinances in a lot of places. There are certain places in Arizona, in California, in Washington, in states all over the country where the city ordinance states that you cannot sleep at any of those places. And they will knock on your door or the police will tell you to move. It has happened to me in California. And the fitness centers are very easily to come next. On top of it all, the current administration has removed the Housing First initiative to put somebody in housing and get them stabilized and safe before forcing them into treatment or jail. If you're a nomad, or if you're somebody who is living in their car and working, disabled or not, mental health issues or not, you could totally be swept up in these rates. I'm scared. I keep moving from town to town. I keep my curtain up so people can't see my things in the back. I have insulators and protectors all around on all of the windows so you can't see inside my car. I suggest everyone else do the same. Advocates know that these policies are a disaster and they are going to ruin and hurt lives. Personally, I don't know what I'm going to do or how I'm going to navigate this situation. And it's August right now, the end of August, we're going to start coming into fall and winter, which is going to create an entire caveat of its own difficulties. My heart goes out to everyone dealing with this crisis, the housing crisis, the political crisis, the dysfunction, and I hope and wish for your safety. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you so much for all of these new subscribers and for supporting the channel and me. Sending so much love out there. Stay safe.
There's a powerful cybersecurity protection inside your Microsoft 365 licenses that you're probably not using to deal with
I don't know what's happening to our country, but I